Hey there, welcome back. This is Chan from studyeasy.org, and in today's video we will try to understand what exactly is Hibernate. Now friends, when we were building this particular video tutorial series, there were many students who were waiting for this particular section because this is damn important thing when it comes to Java programming world. Now what exactly is Hibernate? Hibernate ORM, or Hibernate in short, is a object relational mapping tool for Java programming language. Now, alright, Hibernate is tool which do some stuff related to object relational mapping. Now, in order to understand why Hibernate is so important and so popular, we need to understand what exactly is object relational mapping. So let us understand what exactly is this concept known as object relational mapping. Alright, so what is object relational mapping? Object relational mapping, or ORM in short, in computer science is a programming technique for converting data between incompatible type systems in object-oriented programming. Now, in this particular definition, this incompatible type systems is important. Now, what exactly this do? Let us try to check the concept. Now, what is incompatible type system? The first type would be object of Java, and the second is definitely object which is stored in the database, or we can say a row in the database table. So how the mapping will work and how the conversion will take place, let us check. Now let us check this big picture. Now friends, in an ideal situation where we are not making use of Hibernate, what happens is we have Java objects, we need to read the Java object, extract information from it, and then definitely generate query, and then finally we would be able to fire the query and store information from the database. Likewise, we can do the vice versa process as well. We can read the information from the database, create an Java object, and do all of our work. Now this process is lengthy. Now this process could be shortened by Hibernate. Hibernate sits between your Java application and database, and we simply need to pass in the object of Java. Hibernate internally convert the Java object into query based on the information which is there inside your Java object, and fire the query on your database. Likewise, using Hibernate, we can also get information from the database, and the information would be in the form of Java object. So this is vice versa. Now this whole process seems to be little complicated, but in actual, the whole process of integrating Hibernate is extremely simple, and how to work with Hibernate, this is something which we're gonna see in our forthcoming lectures. So in short, in a short summary, we can say that Hibernate will sit in between your Java application and your database layer. Alright, so let's proceed further. Now let us quickly check a couple of benefits of Hibernate. The first and a very important benefit of Hibernate is database independent. Now friends, imagine a situation where you would like to migrate your database. For example, the current database you are using is of MySQL type, but later down the line you would like to migrate from MySQL to Oracle. Now in these kind of scenarios, if you have hard-coded the queries in your application, then these kind of scenarios are absolute nightmare for a web developer or for a developer in general. Migration is a nightmare, and there is a huge scope of error in these kind of operations. But if we are making use of Hibernate, and Hibernate sits in between your application and your database, then it would be not an issue, and that is fantastic because all the low-level SQL stuff are handled by Hibernate, which is a fantastic and amazing thing. Now, as we have already discussed, is Hibernate handles all the low-level SQL for you, which is again a good thing. And finally, let us also check one more benefit, which is nothing but minimizes JDBC related code in your app, which is again a very fantastic thing for you. Alright, so before concluding this particular video, let us quickly check a sweet and simple, easy to understand example. In here we have a class by the name of users, where we have a couple of properties. The name of the properties are user ID, username, password, first name, and the last name. Now also take a note of the naming convention we are following in. And likewise, we also have a table which symbolizes this particular class, where we have column names as user ID, username, password, first name, and last name. Now again, when it comes to database tables, we need to follow a naming convention. When it comes to property name, the name of the property will start with a smaller case, and if there is a connecting word, for example first name, then the second name will start with the uppercase, right? But when it comes to naming convention in the database, every connecting letter would be connected using a underscore. So this is very simple. So this naming convention needs to be followed because this is important when Hibernate sits between your application and your database. Now in the big picture, what will happen that whenever we would like to store some information in the database, we can directly pass in an object of this class users to Hibernate, and Hibernate will map this particular object to your table in the database and store this information in the database. Now how to store the information using Hibernate, how to edit the information or get the information from database using Hibernate, all of these kind of scenarios would be covered in the forthcoming lectures. Don't worry about it, we will cover Hibernate in detail, but this is a overall very simple, easy to understand example for you. Alright then, catch me on the next video on Hibernate. Thanks for watching, have a nice day and take care.